Beautiful out, isn't it? I was inside looking at my cards this morning and I started to think, how do people collect once their favorite player collection is pretty much finished? I
So,
mean,
if
for
you think
instance,
about
my guy's Greg Maddux. I started collecting Greg probably about 91, 92. And the main reason was because of my National League only rotisserie baseball team, mostly most people would know now as fantasy baseball. And so in our NL only league, Greg was the guy. I mean, if you had him on your pitching staff, it was almost like having two starting pitchers for the price of one. And in an auction league, it got to the point where we had two or three owners that would just pay anything to get him. But the cool thing was, I mean, I was able to watch my guy. I mean, so many of us collect players like Christy Mathewson or Joe DiMaggio or Mickey Mantle and all those things, and they never really got to see them play. And the
and
best
so
thing
what
was for me, anyways, not only did I get to collect him, and I used to be able to watch him on TV on TBS all the time up here in Canada, but I also got to see him. I was lucky enough to go down to spring training one year, and we were in Jupiter, Florida for the Cardinals, and the Braves were coming through. And lucky for me, Greg was pitching that day. And so I got to go down to see him do his bullpen before the game started. Javi was behind the plate, just all fastballs, up, down, side, side, sort of hit the side, go outside the plate as far as he could go. And that was just something that I've never forgotten. So I start to think, well, what do I do? I mean, he's got a ton of cards, that's fine, but there are always new things that are coming out. So I decided to start buying PSA 10s of everything. It was a way for me to try and really firm up my collection for Greg. I mean, I had all the cards, multiples of almost everything. They aren't easy or they're not hard to get, but some of his cards for his rookie year were still pretty difficult. I mean, if you take his Donruss and his Leaf cards, A, the centering's always a little more difficult, and B, it's got that black border. So if I could find something that definitely fine-tuned that kind of thing, it was just a bit of a challenge. So I decided to go down that route. And I pretty much got everything. I mean, the only one I didn't get as a PSA 10 was a 9.5 BGS Pittsfield card. That was about the best I could get for then. It'd probably transfer over to a 10 even back then. But the funny thing was that getting his rookie cards and graded that high it just didn't really do anything for me. And I mean, the nice thing is I have them now, and his popularity has grown since the ESPN documentary. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. I mean, it tells you to a T what this guy was all about and why he's one of the best 20 players in baseball history. But coming back into the hobby last year, I kind of thought, you know what? Maybe I need to change this up a little bit. So what I did was I started to look at some of his newer issues. I'm talking in the last year or two. I mean, being one of the iconic players, Topps usually puts out a card or two or three or four of his every single year. And that's what I've gone. So, sort of keeping with the now and then theme of these videos, what I'm going to do is I'll show you two cards that I've got. And one shows you a card for right now, something that's very recent that I saw and I just kind of went, wow, this one's just amazing. And then something from my collection that I got a little while ago that's still really great to have. I'm so glad that I have it. And then we'll go with that. So the first one is actually the 2024 Topps Black and White. Now, there are a couple of guys on IG that I follow that really, really emphasize this set, the beauty of it. The backs aren't what I would like. I mean, I would like more stats. It doesn't really have much of a write-up on there, but the fronts are absolutely stunning. And if you find the right picture, they look even better. So this is a 2024 black and white Greg Maddux. It's number 41 in the set, just a regular issue. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to find one that was absolutely gorgeous, just pristine. And so this is what I found. This is a classic Greg Maddux pose. You can see that he's in the windup with the Maddux on the back and the 31. Goes back to one of his earlier Stadium Club issues, or actually Topps Finest issues from a while back. But the simplicity of these cards, I mean, the names are so small. The logo of the team is really tiny as well. But you can see the emphasis is on the player. I really, really, really encourage you, if you haven't checked these out yet, Really, really neat stuff, especially some of the SPs that you can find with older players. I know last year they did sort of a legacy set where they took 10 players at the end, including Nolan Ryan and Yogi Berra, and took some obscure older photos of them and put them into this set. Those are SPs, so that's something that you can look for, and it's something that I've obviously collected. I'll show that down the road. So this one is just absolutely gorgeous. Just look at that photo. Plus, it's being a PSA 10 and a new grade. The cut lines on this are really, really nice. So, an enjoyable card. I like looking at it a lot. And so, with my now and then, what I like to do is I always like to pair it up with something. And so, then what I'll do, it's black and white. So, then what I'll do is I'll show you. This is number 38, or actually 36 in the set. And I'm going to put it right in there. There you go. This is an absolutely gorgeous copy. Luckily enough, I'd look at it now and it holds up this test of time for sure. The centering on this is absolutely beautiful. And the thing I like about this set is you get the black borders, and like I said, centering is really tough to find. The colors just really pop out. Sometimes you can look at the registration on the front, and the picture can be a little bit faded. So you want to look for one that's got a little bit of a darker hue to it, and this one certainly does. And then you flip it over on the back, and you get this really nice yellow background. Very simple, but to the point. So there you have it. When I take a look at these two cards right here, you look at the Now, just a beautiful, beautiful card. And then you look at Greg back in the day from 1987, 86. Another really nice one as well. They pair up both really nicely together, and I'm proud to have them both. So that's a little glimpse into the way I think when it comes to collecting. Just a reminder, as always, if you'd like to try and tell me who you collect and how you collect down below, that would be absolutely fantastic. I do want to hear from you. And just remember, be nice to people when you're out there doing our hobby. I mean, it's meant to be a hobby. Try to be careful and work with other people. And if you're doing a deal, that's all great. But just remember, it's supposed to be fun. All right? It's getting bright out here. Have a great day. Catch you down the road.